Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chris Carter Project. My name is Chris Carter and welcome back to my Filipino cooking channel. So today I'm going to create something really iconic that is very, very special. It's my twist on adobo, which is the Filipino national dish, and it is Kangaroo Adobo.
Huh?
The reason why I've chosen to make kangaroo is because it's a really cool fusion, I think, and it represents a little bit of the Filipino side and also my Australian side. And I thought it would be a delicious meal to make together to show you how it looks like. And I'm sure all of you are intrigued on how gorgeous kangaroo is. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go through some of the ingredients to make this adobo dish, kangaroo. So this is about 800 grams of kangaroo. Now, if you haven't had kangaroo before, it is a pretty kind of intense gamey dish. Very kind of, people say it kind of tastes like camel. But it's very different to chicken. It's very different to pork, which adobo is usually pork or chicken, really. But yes, it's a very gamey dish, and it looks something like that when it's raw. The other ingredients are your oil, onions, preferably white onions, some garlic, some brown sugar, and then we've also got some whole black peppercorns. Bay leaves, must have some bay leaves. This is a prerequisite when making Filipino chicken adobo or any sort of adobo. Soy sauce, so I recommend if you're going to make a Filipino adobo, you get the Silver Swan special soy sauce. I mean, kikkoman is fine, or any other type of soy sauce might do, but I am definitely choosing the Filipino soy sauce. Vinegar, white vinegar, again, so this is a Filipino variety of vinegar. Beef stock, so you don't have to use beef stock, but I'm choosing to use this for this dish today. Fish sauce, so you can use fish sauce, you don't necessarily have to use fish sauce. I've chosen to use the fish sauce to include a little bit of the umami flavor. And then really special, so this is I would say this is a native Australian treat. It's lemon myrtle, and it can go in savory and sweet dishes, but it's iconically Australian, and I think this will go tremendously well with this dish. If you want to find it somewhere, maybe jump online. This was actually quite hard for me to find. I went to many stores, but it's called lemon myrtle. So the reason why I've chosen to do something like kangaroo adobo is I think it's quite cool to infuse two kind of cultures together, and I wanted to create a dish that was honouring the traditional Filipino flavours whilst complementing native Australian ingredients. So that's one of the reasons why I've chosen to make kangaroo adobo. I hope when you're looking at this dish, I hope you're not looking at a sweet, Baby Joey or Skippy the Bush kangaroo. I hope you're not getting those sorts of visuals, because that would be a bit unfortunate. But kangaroo is a very easily accessible meat here in Australia. It's not one of the main things, I believe, that people purchase when they go to the supermarket, but it is available. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get meat. We're going to put it in a big bowl like this. Soy sauce, but this is, if you get the Silver Swan, this is the traditional, well, I guess the Filipino soy sauce. So you get a third cup. Alrighty, so. Oh, no.
Hey, what the dog doing?
Stop it. So a third cup. So a third cup of soy sauce. All right, and the other ingredient that you can also use as well is calamansi. This is called calamansi, and this is grown in Southeast Asia, in particular the Philippines. And it's a beautiful, small but sweet citrus fruit. This is grown in a lot of Filipino households. We had a calamansi tree when we were growing up until my mum chopped it down. But it's a beautiful kind of lemony sweet but tangy fruit that you can substitute your lemon with, and it's actually really nice. So I mean, if you've got a cold or a flu, you can have some of this with some hot water. It's perfect for the sore throat. But yeah, it's just absolutely delicious, and every single household should have a calamansi tree, because you know what, it's so good cooking. We've got some pretty cool icons in this dish. So we've got the kangaroo, we've got the soy, we've got the calamansi, and we've got the lemon myrtle. All right, so we've got the Filipino vinegar. There you go, like that. The next thing is to put some bay leaves. Just put 2, maybe 3 if they're small. And then 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns. And then 1 teaspoon of this brown sugar. All right, so 1 tablespoon of the fish sauce.
Bruh.
So that will give it the umami flavor. 1 tablespoon of oil. So I'm using olive oil, but you can use whatever oil you have, vegetable oil. I much prefer to use olive oil. Then I'm going to include 1 cup of beef stock. So the reason why I'm using beef stock is because I think you can use water. You can also use kangaroo stock if you have access to kangaroo stock, but that's also really hard to find. So I'm just going to settle with beef stock. So now I'm going to get a handful of calamansi. The reason why I have calamansi is because my mum gave me a bag full and she got the bag full from my sister, who got that from her friend. Like all Filipino dishes, or like all Filipino, as I said before, with calamansi, there's always someone that has a calamansi tree in their backyard, and when it's ripe for fruit, people come for the harvest and use it for all sorts of cooking. Perfect. I'm just gonna let that sit and marinate. There's no hard and fast rule, but if you have the time, 24 hours, great. If not, 20 minutes to 2 hours, it's totally up to you. The next bit is cutting the onions.
Wow!
And then get your garlic. So maybe get 6 cloves. All right, so I'm just gonna put all of the aromatics together, and we're gonna cook these first off. Now it comes to cooking the kangaroo adobo. What we're gonna do is we're not gonna cook it, and just be mindful that kangaroo can overcook, so we're just gonna sear this. Alright, so once all of that's been seared off, you can introduce your onions and your garlic. So all you need to do is wait till they become translucent. Really yum. Alright, so once you've got all of that aromatics in the pot and they've all become translucent, and then return back to your marinade. Pour that right back into the pot. It smells delicious. And then you can start to reintroduce your kangaroo back into the pot. Now it's really important to try not to overcook this. As I said before, kangaroo is a very gamey meat. Alright, so you want to gently let this simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour.
The next day.
So we're roughly at the 45-minute mark, and this has been simmering away. Now I first started off with the lid on, and then progressively took the lid off. The next step is, this is nearly done now, I would say. The next step is to add lemon myrtle. So this is one of our hero ingredients. I mean, you can do up to a tablespoon, but I think the best thing to do, don't add too much, just maybe little by little until you think it's perfect. Delicious. I might add a little bit more lemon myrtle. I think that's enough. I'm so hungry now.
3:28 a.m.
All right, now time for the big reveal. Now, every Filipino household admittedly has a rice cooker. You can cook your rice in many various ways, but while it's boiling, you can put a little bit of garlic in the actual cooker itself. You can put as much rice as you want, and here we go. We'll place the kangaroo on top. To top it off, you can put some shallots. Fantastic, and there you go. That's the Kangaroo Adobo. So, I'm going to cut up a little bit of the meat. Hot. That is delicious. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. Wow. That was incredible. Wow, I'm proud of myself. There you go, guys. That's how you make Kangaroo Adobo. Remember, you can make this any sort of way you want. You don't have to include the lemon myrtle. You can include the lemon myrtle. It's totally up to you. If you want to include the calamansi, it's totally up to you. That's that on a plate. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, can you get calamansi? Oh God, I remember these.